going to find himself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Mileham in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races. Only
up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haight deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
And I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately, isn't it? What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Oh, Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him, kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed more and forward up ahead. He's got out of the line. It's now Pike. Gonna have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's just like dropped by. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's allowed to have fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
going down.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, look at the Tyson! They haven't got it!
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still slot chopper. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it! Big Barry!
Good evening and welcome back to Wednesday night JPB GT4 Championship round 9 from Zolder. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by the one, the only, the Mr. Mighty Biggles this evening. And don't forget, this evening is sponsored by Sim Racing Community. You can check them out down in the description below at simracingcommunity.com. That would be absolutely amazing. 3.95 kilometers in length. It has got 10 corners and they are got some wonderful names that me and Biggles cannot pronounce in any shape or form, apart from Jackie Ickbot for turn 10 and a couple of others, but that is about it here this evening. So what we can do straight away, guys, is we'll bring you up the championship standings and show you where everybody is at. In the pros, it is Mark Fletcher and Arthur Ferdle. These are the only two people who can mathematically win the championship this week and this season. Okay, so Mark Fletcher is out in front with Arthur Ferdle in second, Adam Hedgecott third and Alan McCain in fourth. The battle for third is still rife between Alan McCain and Adam Hedgecock, so that's going to be an interesting one. Ryan Burgess fifth, Torno Oramet sixth, Chris Needham seventh, Tom Weston eighth, Cabernet Delaunay ninth, Adam Watson 10th, Mirko Fincanto 11th, Dan Babbage, Tim Perry, Arnold Chagnon, Jordan Malcolm, Marnik Heister, Gavin Petty and John Higgins. In the AM Championship, it is the top four that can mathematically win the championship. Now, Jack Werrell and Depp Crowther are currently out in front, as you can see on 458 and 445 respectively. Ryan Dudley in third with Chris Barnes, Jason Haddington, Stuart Gibbons, Stuart Rice, Rob Williams, Christopher Evans and Stefan Mellis round out your top 10. Then we've got Jamie Dengle, Kevin Randall, Mark Werrell, Damien Hurst, Roger Morton, Fausto Pinto, Danny Weston and Martin Sampson. And then beyond that, we've got Roy Vivek and Andy Littler. Now, in the team standings currently at the moment, in the pros, it looks like Altitude Esports are out in front on 726 with Team SRL in second. Project 88 and Renegade Racing are third and fourth. Air Smart Racing fifth. Sim Racing Community sixth. Mag Performance and then Platinum Racing in the AM Championship. Blade Designs is out in front on 412 with Squadra de Corse Veloce on 369. Triple P Racing Porsche in on 350 with Triple P Racing Vantage on 325. No Pace Racing 316. Air Smart Racing 2 on 275 with the SC on 110. Optical on 98 and Team Zilla on 74. So that is the current championship standings. As I say, there is only two that can win the pros. That is Mark Fletcher and Arthur Ferdle. In the AMs, it is the top four that can take the championship here as well. So it's going to be very interesting as we get into that final running of the competition, of course, of the league. We will announce next season very, very shortly. We have put some tracks out already and it's been very interesting response to some of the tracks that we've got. Of course, don't forget this Friday we do have the start of the TCR League kicking off. If you want to get involved in that, head to jpbroadcasting.com/TCR-league and you can go and sign up there. There was 29 drivers registered for that TCR 6-round championship in the UK. So it will be using all the 6 UK race circuits within iRacing. So Silverstone, Donington Park, Oulton Park, Knock Hill, Silverstone, Donington, Oulton, Knock Hill, Snetterton and Brands Hatch. So if you want to get yourself involved in some TCR action, you can do. You've listened to me ramble on more than enough already, as we've got a minute and a half left of practice. Let's bring Mr. Biggles into the booth. Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you very much. The mighty legend, mighty Phil across the pond. He deserves that title, my friend. Phil's in the chat. DK10's in the chat. Callum, who is driving, is in the chat. Won't be in the chat for too long, of course. And that gaming K1 said he was not able to make it. Work's been doing him a dirty recently. Good luck, everybody.
Cabernet de Launay.
Driver.
Cabernet de Launay.
Yeah, okay.
As well. So unfortunately, no Cabernet this evening. But there's the circuit itself. Now, we were discussing this in the green room. You know, some people love it. Some people hate it. You're not a fan of it. I don't think it's that bad of a circuit. I've got to be honest. It's not my favorite circuit. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. But it's not my worst either. So what's your opinion on Zolder?
Actually, no, I don't mind it. I was just messing around with you before. I don't mind it at all. It's got elevation changes. It's got lots of nice turns. It's got overtaking opportunities. You've got some nice straightaways too to really get on the loud paddle. So I think it kind of has a little bit of mixture of everything. And a lot of chicanes. Those chicanes that you're seeing right here, which is an easy way to get the power in and out, of course, and also Bennett. That's the final chicane before you make the straightaway. We're watching Ellen McCain from the Team SLR. Crossing the line, and my mouse is flashing to indicate to me and you, James, and everybody else, that the practice session is ended.
It has ended, yep. We are going to go into qualifying very, very shortly, where you see what these guys are able to do. 10 minutes of qualifying here this evening before we go into the first sprint race of 15 minutes, and then 45 minutes on the feature with a pit stop. They will have to go in and refuel. They will not have enough fuel to get to the end. Now, it has been said that the Aston Martins have been very, very strong here. We've got Arthur Ferdle, Mark Werrell, Damien Hirst, Ryan Burgess, Adam Watson, Stuart Rice, Jack Werrell, all in the Aston Martin. So it has been said that the Aston Martins are going to be dominating this evening. Now, that has yet to be seen. Of course, you know, we've seen Mark Fletcher in the McLaren just absolute dominate the season here as well. But Arthur's been there or thereabouts. It's going to be tough for Arthur here to try and get this victory over Mark. Mark is looking again incredibly strong. He might have a car advantage, of course, with the Aston Martin as well there, Biggles. But it's going to be exciting between these two. These two are only the two that can mathematically win the championship. So, you know, these last four races for these guys are vitally important for both of them, really.
This is when you at the time you can look back earlier in the season and realize some of the opportunities that you may have missed when it comes down to crunch time and the end of a championship. Now, as you said, mathematically trying to get it done. So every single point, even from the start of the season, counts, and that's more than ever they count now. As for Aston Martins, my friend, well, they might be dominating it here, my friend, and they said they were going to perform quite well in Formula 1, but that didn't quite happen of recent. Let's see how they can handle that. The GT4s, I always think GT3s and GT4s are getting mixed up a little bit there, James, but they're very similar. It's a little bit different. We'll look at Mark Fletcher on the board right now.
Yeah, this is
track. Now, take us for a lap guide there, James.
So we are heading around turn 2 with Arthur Ferdle in that Aston Martin on that run out of turn 3. We're going to be looking to the left-hand side. We're going to be on the brakes trying to take that inside curb. Not loads of the curb because you can get it off track watching your exit coming out of turn 4. Now you're going to go up to the Klein chicane. It's a left-right chicane on the brakes just about now. Down you go through the gears, third gear, right as much as the curb as you brave to do. Then we're going to go up over the hill, drop down the other side to the left hand here of Butte, and then you're going in to the right left chicane this time, again on the curbs as much as you can physically push them without getting it off track. Round turn 7, that long looping right hander, and then you're going to have a jink down through the hill down into turn 8. The right hander, of course, here for turn 8. Round you go, right the way round, almost back on yourself. Then you're going to jink left and right through turn 9, and then you're going to come into Jackie Ickbot, which is turn 10. Another left-right chicane here that they've got to get right. Over you go. Try and take as much as you physically, again, as allowed, and then you're on that start-finish straight, and then you're going to be seeing the times coming up on the left-hand side there as well. Arthur Vettel goes to the right. I'm surprised he didn't just run it straight down the wall on that one, Biggles, partly due to the fact, obviously, he's travelled that little bit further distance-wise.
Did he get it off track as well too, James? Because I'm not seeing the time come
No.
up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he got that in the chicane.
I can't think you're right now. So you can see it really bounces a car when you're out driving in cockpit view that you can see. You don't realise how much it throws the car. Usually we're on external cameras most of the time when you are watching the broadcast, but when you are driving it, yeah, you can see how much it lifts the car up, isn't it? And then, of course, you're trying to then steer it in the opposite direction, handling it. As you said, they're also trying to avoid those off tracks. So for Adam Watson at the moment for the Renegade Racing Team's top of the timesheets, the first in the 34.6 club.
Yeah, Mark.
First in the 34s too.
Yeah, Fletcher's just gone 35.1. Barnes has gone 35.6. Chris Barnes from the Triple P Racing, of course. And then you've got the likes of Derek Craver, Adam Hedgecock, Chris Needham, Rob Williams, Torno Oramet, Stuart Gibbons, Jason Haddington, Mark Werrell are your top 11 here. Round the right-hander of turn 4. And then you should be able to see Mark Fletcher, see what he is able to do. Arthur Ferdle still hasn't got time on the board here. Let's go Adam Watson, a.k.a. the nuclear warhead. Don't think that McLaren can take the curbs like the Aston can, no. But the problem is as we saw with Arthur there as well, he took the curbs, but he also didn't get a time on the board. So for the man from Team SRL, he's got to go and try and get a time on the board at the moment. He does, and it's pole. Not only does he get a time, he goes pole on a 1:34.651. Stunning lap by Arthur Fertel there, Biggles. You've got to admit, if you're going to ever reply to somebody's lap, you might as well take pole position straight away.
You got the fastest first sector and the fastest last sector. A little bit of a mistake in the middle sectors as well too. So he's certainly got more pace to show for it. Mark Fletcher had a couple of purple sectors. Adam Watson has a couple of purple sectors. Doesn't that matter too much, of course. It just indicates that you're quickest on that sector, but overall that you need Mark Fletcher, as you can see, looking pretty impressive. And look at that time for Mark's top of the timesheet. There it is. So Mark has replaced it. He's joined the 34 club. There's only 3 members of that 34 club at the moment.
Yeah, Fertel's going quicker again in sector 2. What's he going to be doing coming out in sector 3? Are these guys going to be swapping this pole position? Ryan Dudley, Chris Barnes has also got greens across the board, of course. That's him improving on his own personal bests. That's not him improving overall. Arthur Fertel goes green again here. Now he's going to go left, and then he's going to jink to the right, keep it to the right-hand side, and down into Jackie Ickbot. He's going to go. What's he going to do for this sector? It's green again. There's an improvement here. Don't go anywhere, because where it will be improving, I'm estimating a 1:34.2. Run it down the wall. No need to go over to the other side of the circuit. What is he going to do? 1:34.2s. 1:34.2.
You got it. You called it. James, the fortune teller. James, the predictor of predictings. Fled. So great job, absolutely.
Yeah.
Way to come down to the wire. He could probably put one more lap in, no doubt. But yeah, because it lasted the late qualifiers. Let's see at the moment. Where's Callum? Callum, you got to get yourself a time, my friend. Now that you've I've taken the commentary box away from me, so you can get out there behind the wheel. You got to show us what you can do, my friend. Set a time at least.
He's going to have a go, is old Callum Mileham, I'm sure. Stuart Gibbons is another man down in 11th that's got some improvements on the board again. Another man that goes to the opposite side of the circuit. Personally, you've got enough room to go there after the line. Fertel again has got purples on the board all again. He is literally driving the neck out of that Aston Martin. He's got a yellow in that sector, of course, in sector 3, but it's what the offset is against the 2 purples. He could be half a second up, and he's just lost 2 tenths, so that will put him on 3 tenths up roughly. Is he going to be able to get a green in the final? No, it's yellow again, so again he's offsetting them purples round Jackie tricky but we go. Round turn 10 here for Arthur Fertile. And now we've got to go to run. 134.
Predict.
134, 2 dead.
You reckon? Okay.
Oh, maybe not, because he's just lost some time there.
134, 2 dead,
Ooh.
James says, or flat. Let's see what times come in.
He hasn't got a time. He didn't get a time.
Off track.
Yeah. So he didn't get a time on that one. What about Adam Watson's doing in the other Aston here as well? Watson goes into second at the most. Mark Fletcher down to third. What about Mark Werrell as he's coming round turn 10 here as well? Another man that heads to the opposite side of the circuit. And what can Mark Werrell do on the board at the moment? He's on a 136. He goes still 136.474. He does improve here. And so a great job from Mark. Kevin Randall from DCS in that Mercedes. 137.766. No time on the board for him. No time for Jason Haddington either. Then you got Chris Barnes in sixth at the... Whoa. Oh. Well, we haven't got Chris
Triple
Barnes.
P racing Porsche off to the side of the track. So
Yeah, we haven't got Chris Barnes. We got Adam Hedgecock as he's on his run down into turn 8, of course. Here we have Ryan Dudley, that is in the Mercedes, tucked up right behind him. No real improvements.
Come on, Adam.
From Adam, unfortunately.
You get casting favouring here, my friend, as a fellow caster on JPB Network Broadcasting. Adam does obviously commentate, as well as a few of the other members in as well too in your racing league for the World Series. He goes to the. I'm not quite sure about moving across the world. I mean, if it makes that much of a difference, I mean, it doesn't like Monza and things like that, exiting out of Parabolica. Sorry,
Right.
Parabolica.
He goes quicker. He goes on a 135.289, so he does go quicker, but we have just come across the end of qualifying here as well, and here is the grid for the sprint. We have got Arthur Fertile in first with Adam Watson second. Mark Fletcher down in third with Adam Hedgecock next to him in fourth. Chris Needham fifth. Chris Barnes sixth, the leader of the AMS. Alan McCain seventh. Derek Crowther eighth. Jack Werrell down in ninth behind Crowther at the moment. And next to Dudley and behind Barnes as well. Rob Williams in 11th. Torai Oromets is in 12th. Then beyond that, we've got Mark Werrell in 13th, Stuart Gibbons 14th, Chris Evans 15th, Stuart Rice 16th, Jason Haddington 17th, Stefan Mellis, Kevin Randall, Damien Hirst, and Ryan Burgess, who I know is not going to be taken to the grid, and Callum Mileham there as well, the last man up as well. We're wishing Ryan a speedy recovery. He ran some laps in practice to see if he was able to get onto the race, but his arm is still in a lot of pain, so he felt it best not to race on that one. So wishing Ryan Burgess a speedy recovery. Where's King of the Lower AMS? Well, are we talking about Dudley? He's in 10th. Remember, likes for the All Go people. Jamie Dengle. Sometimes I get so confused.
It's they can't handle a standing start, so you're gonna have to pace car running people around. Gonna murder
you. Can't.
Yeah, who was it that had the cramp on their leg on their leg last week? You remember?
No.
Was that in this league or one of the other ones? Will be obviously James Castor Million.
Million.
Week, but I can't remember who it was, and I couldn't quite remember if it was this one.
I can't remember who it was.
Cramp.
Yeah.
Well, we're blaming the cramp. Anyway.
So, but let's see what's going to happen here for this 15-minute sprint. From Arthur Fertile's point of view, though, Biggles, for him to get remotely near the championship, he's got to win here. He has to win both races for Arthur Fertile. There isn't a shadow of a doubt. He has to win both at the moment.
Well, he's ticked the right box first, put it on pole. So he can't do much more than that at this point until the race starts. And then all he's got to do is just drive off into the distance and do his best for this one. And then obviously try to repeat it again for the second. Adam is going to be looking at taking opportunity. Don't be surprised if Mark Fletcher doesn't bring that two-way party into a three-way party into turn 1, turn 2. a little bit and as you progress. So it will be very, very interesting. Of course, you could have a big pile up, an accident, and they could all come together, and then likes of some of the AM class drivers could be sneaking on through. Who knows? They say nice and smooth, Callum. Nice and smooth from everybody you like to see for a motor race, but Arthur's the one that's got more pressure, don't you think, on his shoulders at the moment, knowing he has to get both those race wins.
Yeah, he definitely has. But now I've picked up on what you mean, Jamie Dengle. Callum Mileham last week talking about he's in the lower AMs, and that's purely because of the letters in iRacing. Yeah. Basically, he hasn't got a capital A, he's got a lowercase a. And of course, he's now saying that he's the lower AMs champion. And he's going to order himself a trophy, apparently, as well. So
yeah, that's right. He said that last week, didn't he? Yeah, exactly. Because he's the head of the class on that one.
Yeah, head of his own class there.
Number one of the lower AM class that he's come up with, yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I should get out there and be lower of the D class out there for even on the keyboard. And say, I got it, James. See? I've won it. My first class championship.
I wonder what iRacing is like under a controller, because I obviously don't have a rig anymore. But I jumped in last night and I did that race on the dirt. Now I got to be honest, that was absolutely hilarious. I've realised NASCARs on dirt don't go together. No, not at all. Not at all. I pirouetted more times than a ballerina in a blinking opera. To be honest, mate, it was a nightmare.
Where'd you finish?
I don't even know. I know I was laps down. I'm not quite sure where I finished. But here we go. The pace car is going to be in. Arthur Ferdal is going to take up the pace car lap now. He is going to be taking it up here. The pace car will go into the pits, and it has done. Ferdal's going to back him up. I think he's bolted. He has gone already. Fletcher's tried to go with him, and Adam Watson missed the start completely and has now got Mark Fletcher chasing him down as they come down into turn one. It is Ferdal, it is Watson, it is Fletcher. Then behind that we've got Ryan Dudley, we've got Derek Crowther and Jack Werrell going side by side as well. Jack's jumped up 2 places already. Big incident at the back. Toro Ormets and Rob Williams coming together there, and unfortunately for Williams, he's going to drop down the order. He's all the way down into 15th at the moment, but Arthur Ferdal is leading the way here, Biggles. He's done part 2 of what he needs to do, and he's opened up a 1.3 second gap to Adam Watson.
Oh, absolutely. Read it perfectly for the race start, didn't he? Hit the gas pedal as soon as that pace car peeled in and got the green light. And that's what he needed to do, didn't he? Didn't need to be under pressure there. Just needs to kind of drive off with 14 minutes to go. You said they're not going to make a full distance there on the gas tank unless he's chucked an extra jerry can in the back there.
He will.
But for now, he has that 1 second. Well, just now pulled down to about 1 second as Mr. Watson's trying to catch him. He's got a bit of breathing space. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you go back at about 1 second and change there if you need him.
Ryan Dudley here battling side by side, currently fighting it out with Derek Crowther. Of course, these in the championship at the moment. Crowther is sitting in second, Dudley in third, and then Jack Werrell is leading the way here as well. So it's all on Jack Werrell's shoulders, and we'll see whether or not he's able to rack this up. But I've got a funny feeling there was a bit of an incident with Rob Williams and Toro Oromets. I want to try and see what happened here as well. Williams just ran wide. The Oromets spun it on his own. Both BMWs not doing well, to be honest. I did get told that the BMWs was a little bit of Bambi on ice over the first few laps here, and it showed there as well, Biggles, with Oromets and Williams going off. Now, this is an incident with Randall. He's having a side-by-side with Mellis. Currently, Mellis is going to come over. Yep. Randall and Mellis come over. Damien Hirst just squeezes through, and so does Callum Mileham there as well. So Randall and Mellis having an incident, and Mellis just come over on the top of Randall there.
And Damien Hirst has gone on the pit road after that one too. I'm not sure if he's still in the race or he's back out of the pit road. So yes, he is. But Ryan Burgess isn't. And we know about Chris Barnes, as you said, wasn't it? Who is the driver that wasn't going to be starting?
Ryan has hurt himself. I'm not too sure what's happened to
Chris.
No, I'm not too sure on that one. But Chris at the moment obviously was sitting third in the AM Championship. I don't think that's going to do him any favours here as well. The gap up front is down to 4 tenths now between Thurtle and Watson. Watson's managed to pull in nearly 6-7 tenths over Arthur Thurtle here as well. So he's going to get very, very close up this front here, Biggles. And as you can see there, over lap 1, Thurtle was quicker, but Watson is going to be quicker on lap 2. Let's see what he's going to have over the line. He goes now. Thurtle tops the line, then Watson, then Fletcher, and I'm expecting it to be 4,000th of a second there. So where did Adam Watson pull them 3 tenths in there, Biggles?
I think Thurtle must have made a little bit of a mistake on one of the corners there, but to drop that little bit one just on that second gap that he has, a little bit more speed, because considering he had the last 2 fastest laps. No, there it is, 137 as to 134, so definitely in that previous lap. But the thing is, he still has track position and he still has time on his side, because by getting that fantastic launch, James, essentially what he's done is he's saved himself about 4 minutes and change of no pressure. Now he's going to start feeling that pressure. You can see that flying through the chicane. Beautiful. Basically 2 wheels on the track and 2 wheels off. And all he has to do is just try to keep Mr. Watson behind him for the remainder of this race 1.
They are bouncing through here. Dudley has cleared Crowther and has now worked his way up to the back of Werrell. Werrell's got McCain in front of him. Mark Werrell and Rob Williams, they've been swapping positions as well. And now Mark
Werrell's
Werrell,
gone off somewhere, James.
he went off track. I got a funny feeling he may have been coming up over the hill here. And then, Mark into the wall there. Unfortunately, lost the back end on the curbs and into the wall he went. Adam Watson, there is Mark Fletcher. You can see it from the screen on Watson's dash. You can see how close Fletcher is. He's slid it out. Fletcher's gone into second. That's bad news for Arthur Thurtle there. He needed Fletch into third. He didn't need him there in second, Biggles. It's going to be big for Thurtle now. He just didn't need Fletcher there. He now needs Watson to give him a whole heap of grief here and try and get him back past again. Mark Werrell's into the pits and Alan McCain is here with Chris Needham fighting out for 5th and 6th overall, 5th and 6th in class. Mark's dropping down the order, unfortunately, as well, after he's gone into the pits here. But from Thurtle's point of view, that couldn't have gone any worse there, Biggles, could it?
Oh, this is a sprint as well, too, James. They won't have to. They can go to this full race, race 1, can't they, on a full gas tank? So that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's the next one that they can't.
It's only the 45-minute feature there. Dudley got a good run out of that chicane. Up over the hill he goes. There's Jack Werrell in front of him, and Dudley got an absolute flyer there as well. He's going to be right up his gearbox, should we say, from Jack Werrell. Here and there you can see Dudley in the background. Mark Fletcher's got Watson climbing all over him as well at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that one here, but this is the battle for the lead AMs. Jack Werrell, Ryan Dudley in the championship, slowly dropping off Crowther. You can see him just in the background in that Blade Designs car there as well in the orange BMW. But for Jack Werrell, the vital importance is he's got to stay ahead of Dudley for this round, for this sprint race at least.
He's got track position, so he's got to do his absolute best. He has the Aston Martin. Watson just set the fastest lap there, so if anything, that's going to help Arthur Thurtle because he's got to, because Fletcher's probably going to be more focused on his mirrors than he is looking for that P1 position. So there he is at the moment, and there is Mr. Watson. Watson wants that place back, as you saw before with the overtake. And once again, this is just helping Arthur there, buying himself 8 minutes of time of continuing to be in the P1 at the moment. He's probably loving this battle between the 2 drivers, and why not? Dudley still tucked up on the gearbox there for the P7 position.
He's even closer, I think, there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Coming into Klein. I tell you what, this is going to get spicy between Dudley and Werrell. Do you know the interesting thing here as well? Both men drive with full elbows out. Like, they both drive with full elbows out here. So it's going to be interesting how this is going to work out for Dudley and Werrell. We've seen the power of the Aston Martin. It is very dominant here as well, with Fertel and Watson behind the wheel. Werrell's obviously got his Aston Martin, but it's going to be interesting to see what Dudders is able to do in that Merc and whether or not he's going to be able to get through. The interesting thing won't be Biggles, though, where it's not how he's going to get through, it's where he's going to take that opportunity, because he can mess this up in one foul swoop here. You only get one chance to pass, and if he gets it wrong, it's going to be wrong for him and devastating for the next 6.5 minutes.
Yep. You might have one opportunity, and that would be sizing up your opponent more than anything, try to force your opponent to a mistake, which is probably what's happened earlier. Because if you look, I just looked at the moment there, Arthur Thurtle has got it up to a 2-second gap there, James, and I think that Watson, I'm saying Watson had an off-track moment, but it must have been something with him and Fletcher to drop all of a sudden 1.8 seconds when it was hovering about 1. So that's just allowed Arthur a little bit more breathing space as those two go at it. But of course, the biggest battle is this one you're seeing right now with Dudley and Werrell. And Dudley, as you said, sizing him up now. He's going to be thinking maybe about this one. No, because look where he's parking the car right in the middle of the track, isn't he, James? Just go making sure that, hey, if you're going to set it up the inside, buddy, you're going to have to do it very, very late or switch it around the outside.
Good
defensive driving.
Yeah, the positioning of his car there was so important, and he just stuck it in the middle of the track. Dudley didn't have anywhere to go, and when Dudley did make his move, or looked to make his move, Werrell just opened up that steering a little bit, let that car run wide. But now Dudley's got his opportunity. Is he going to be able to get close enough here as well, out of the exit of turn 8? He's got to get, and he's got to nail turn 8 here. He's got to get it right, get on the gas, now go. See if you can get him on that run down into Jackie Hickbok turn 10. Is he going to be able to get close to him here as well? I don't think he's close, and yeah, he's too far back here, Biggles. He's not going to be close enough this time around. He's got to get the exit. Werrell's made a mistake. Werrell's made a mistake. Dudley had nowhere to go. Now is he going to capitalise on it? Dudley had nowhere to go there, Biggles. He literally, Werrell made a mistake and parked it on the apex because he knew he'd made a mistake, and Dudley just had nowhere to go there either. Now he's gone through, side-by-side job done.
You knew it was kind of inevitable, isn't it, making some mistakes, but it ain't over yet, James. It's not over just yet. They're going to go side-by-side here, and it's going to flick. It's still going to be continuing to be a right-hander, but we'll see if we can make it stick. It is sticking. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's nail-biting. It's brilliant. And look how much they've do. This power slide out of the corner. They are going to still go side by side. They've dropped a little bit back from Needham up the road. Fletcher's got back past Watson, but keep an eye on this. This is the crucial battle here.
Dudley with a big bounce over the curves. He did manage to get ahead of Werrell there. Absolutely incredible. Side-by-side round turn 3, side-by-side round turn 4, and Dudley in that D2 Merc absolutely managed it extremely well there and did a great job from Ryan Dudley. Incredible. 4 minutes to go here as well. What a battle for the AM lead. It could be 3. Looming in the background is that Blade Designs deck Crowther. Absolute incredible racing from these hams here, Biggles, and this is why these 3 are your top 3 in the championship at the moment.
And with Dudley now being chased down, the predator has become the prey. So Werrell's going to try to size him up there and force him into a mistake, and then seize the opportunity. That will be the key. Further up the top there, Arthur Thurtle has got a nice 2.4 second gap. So I think as long as he doesn't make a mistake, that he's ticking that box off that he needs to get that race win, as you said. For one of them, he needs both.
Yeah.
And at the moment, you can see Werrell's dropping back a little bit here, James. More than anything, he's getting into the clutches there of Crowther.
Derek Crowther having a go is going to be trying to catch up with Jack Werrell. What about Robert Williams, Jason Haddington and Toro Oromets? They're battling it down for 13th, 14th and 15th, with the Triple P of Stuart Rice in front of him in the Aston Martin here as well. Williams and Rice are battling it out in the AM Championship. They are really close together as well. There's only 7 points, I believe, I think it is, separating their drivers. So from that point of view, Williams needs to get on to the back of Rice. It is 320 to Williams, 327 to Stuart Rice here. So Williams now needs to get onto the back if he is going to try and beat his teammate, which will be big for the team championships, because Triple P Vantage is in behind Triple P Porsche, and of course Williams is not in the Porsche, he's in the BMW. So it's going to be challenging for Williams because he's got Toro Oromets behind him, but he's got to try, if he can, and get up onto the back of Stuart Rice. That AM battle now has kind of died out a little bit here, Biggles, as well. You know, there's a gap between Werrell and Dudley, and Crowther now as well. It's about half a second back. So Crowther's going to have a go at Werrell. But this, at the moment, this 4 cars, this is where the action is on track.
Yep. And you keep your eyes absolutely peeled at this one with just shy of 2 minutes to go. See, it's going to pan out. The BMWs versus the Mercedes there in P13 having to hold them off. Of course, so Stuart Rice is the one that has to hold them all off in the Aston Martin, which has been your pick of the track this evening. Well, you have to look at it. Aston Martin in P1, Aston Martin in P3, in P2 in the AM class, and the battle that you're seeing at the moment, you've got 11th and 12th there, Evans and Rice.
Yeah, it's only because what the drivers were saying with the Aston Martin being so strong here. The BMW is very slippery coming out the corners, as we saw on turn 1 with Williams and Oromets. Both of them made a mistake together. They almost kind of synchronized their incidents. Williams went off track. Oromets spun, of course. So, unfortunately for Oromets, that's why he's down where he is. Kevin Randall is here as well. He's chasing down Callum Mileham. Now, Callum, bless him, has stuck his own decals on the car as well to signal his lower A here currently at the moment. So Callum has got purple decal on the car as well, which, you know, he's having fun with it. That will do. So Callum there in his lower AM class, winning the lower AMs here as well. So yeah, great job from Callum. There you go. You can see his purple decals on the car, doing a stellar job. But these guys are still battling it out now. We're going to be on the last lap of the race, and this man has led from start to finish here. Biggles has done an incredible job.
Yes, and he also held off a little bit of pressure where it got down to about half a second with Watson, Adam Watson, that was on his tailpipe for that period of time. And then Mark Fletcher had a bit of a run with Adam Watson. That actually allowed Arthur Thurtle to have a bit of a breathing space there. And since those other two were battling it, it's giving him more of a breathing space of 2 minutes. So he's got, as I said, he's done that. A lot of people out there saying Arthur in P1, nice, yep. SRL TV, of course, just made it to the end. You did of the first heat, my friend. Yeah, and hopefully be able to experience the rest of it. So that's it. Not so much changing at the moment now, as you can see. But any late opportunities for 13th, 14th, and 15th? Maybe even 12th?
I don't know.
That's going to be pretty late.
Oh, that's going to be...
They are going for it, James. They are. That's sitting at Louis. Laid up on the inside there. Kind of filed through there. Somehow they survived. Yes, they did.
Unfortunately for Williams, though, getting up beside Haddington has lost a place to Oromets. Your leaders are coming around they're wiggling around turn 9, coming into turn 10. So we'll keep an eye as Thurtle goes over the line. It is going to be Thurtle, it is going to be Fletcher, it is going to be Watson. Thurtle does one part of the 50% he needs to do. He's taken the win in the pros. What about the AMs? It is Dudley. He has opened up a gap of 3.8 seconds here, and Dudley's going to win the AMs as well. An incredible battle with Jack Werrell there, with Derek Crowther coming over. The top 3 in different positions at the moment. Williams has cleared Hannington. He's cleared Oromets. Where did he get both of them at the same time? Oh, they're jiggling around, and Williams just says, thank you very much.
Yes. Perfect.
Incredible.
Absolutely brilliant. That's the last late breakers snuck up. Yeah, that's exactly right, isn't it? Because the drivers were battling each other. Probably didn't even think that Williams was going to come back that far. And there it is. Break on through to the other side. So you get it done. Courtesy of the doors.
Callum Mileham, Kevin Randall battling it out for 18th place here, as well as Mileham does take 17th there an incredible job. Mark Werrell comes over the line. There goes Mark, and here comes Damien Hirst, the last remaining driver. Looks like Thurtle has the pace tonight. Breaking the toe will be important at the start of the feature, though. Absolutely, TP. I do fully agree with you there as well. And a well done, Mr. T, says Phil. So great job from him. I wonder what happened to Jason Hannington after this. Oh, is this where there was a little bit of contact, wasn't it? This is where Williams sent it free wide. Oh,
yep.
Okay, well, we've got into the next session.
Unfortunately, because the session has switched over, we couldn't get to see that. But he did, yeah. There was contact between them as he kind of got pushed around the outside a little bit, and that's when Williams went right up on the inside. Okay, you guys go out there. I'll go on the inside, and I'll seize that opportunity. You're right about Arthur Thurtle there. I mean, if he can get that launch, that was a big difference. I think that was the perfect, wasn't it, launch at the start of that race. Timed it amazing. Gave himself over a second there of breathing space early in the race. And as you know, that's one of the most difficult times. You're getting your tire temperatures up there. You're getting used to all the cars and the race pace. And then bang, he didn't have to worry about trying to defend himself in the turn 1, 2, and 3, etc. like that. So that's all you need to do, my friend. I say it's easy, motor racing. Just get your car on pole and then drive all the way to checkered flag. You don't have to worry about all the dilemma of people hitting you and spinning and all that. It's easy.
Yeah, I don't know if easy is the word. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't do it. I do it. Duds, let's go, says the filthy casual there as well. Callum Mileham taking a trip out on track here. Wonder what Callum's going to be looking at as well. Maybe he's just getting some more last minute practice in. Yeah, get a little bit of airtime for the lower arm leader.
Give us a blink on your lights there, Callum, if you're listening. Probably would be, might be. Give us flash or winds. Yeah, do you use your windscreen wipe? Can you use your windscreen wipers in the GT4s?
Yeah, I believe so.
You can, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if he is listening or not. He's got his lights on at the moment anyway. You need to flash him.
No.
Honk your horn.
Can you imagine if they put a horn in iRacing?
Oh, they should.
Oh my God, that would be horrendous.
Oh, you can imagine that in endurance races when people are going crazy. Ah, see, he's listening. Yes, there it is. Good job. Yeah, endurance races when people are flashing like crazy for, let me pass, I'm the faster car. Imagine the horns.
Horns, can you imagine that? Oh, that would just be absolutely awful. I'm not going to lie. It just would be awful.
Oh, yeah, he's flashing it now because he might be listening to the stream, which is a little bit delayed. That's the reason why. Yeah, okay. Now I get it. We have to allow them a little bit of...
Yeah, you got about 20 seconds, Biggles, between us. Seconds. So, yeah.
That's why he's doing it. Yeah.
But this is
g'day, Callum. Good to see you there.
Thurtle's now got to go away and chill. He's got to go away and try and chill and just do what he did last time. I'm moving off you now, Callum. Your light flashing is doing my bananas in. Let's go to Stefan Mellis here as well. But I think from Thurtle's point of view now, he's got to just relax, do what he did in that sprint, and he should lead the feature. I'm so hoping that Thurtle's downfall this season has been pit stops continuously. So I'm hoping that he's going to get his pit stop right, because mathematically he's still there. But he's got to get them pit stops right. He's got to resolve this pit stop issue. And that is one of the things that Thurtle has to do here this evening. He's got to get it right, because if he doesn't, Mark Fletcher, who seems to be the pit stop master this season, is going to take another victory away from him.
Well, I'll tell you what. What I'll do is I'll help engineering. I was pretty good at that back in the F1 days and stuff. So I'll sit there, I'll crunch some numbers, and I'll let him know when to jump in, so we can calculate that, so I can guarantee him a win. I'll guarantee you, if you're in the lead of the race and you stay in the lead of the race, I'll guarantee you will win on pit stop strategies with engineer Biggles.
Okay.
You out on the pit wall.
James is not going to lie. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Now that's either John Brown or Dan Mould. Who's got the reins tonight on the SRL TV one? Is it Mould? Is it Brown? I'm probably guessing it might be Mr. John Brown there. Of course. Don't forget, guys, as well, the TCRs are coming up Friday. The launch is Friday night. If there is still spaces available, and there is only 11 spaces available. Of course, 29 out of the 40 that we did have been filled, and it is at Silverstone International Circuit. Then we go to Donington Park Racing Circuit at the National Circuit, Knock Hill, Snetterton 300, Alton Park Island layout, and then Brands Hatch Grand Prix. We finish there as well. So get yourselves involved in that one. If you want some TCR action, go and get yourselves involved, because it will be absolutely incredible. Right, let's wait for the grid to pop up for the feature race. 45-minute feature with a pit stop. There is no exception. They do have to pit. They have not got enough fuel to get to the end. And let's bring you up the grid for this race. It is Arthur Ferdle on top, with Mark Fletcher in second, Adam Watson third, Adam Hedgecock fourth, Alan McCain fifth, Chris Needham sixth. Then we go into the AMs of Ryan Dudley, Jack Werrell, Derek Crowther, Stuart Gibbons, Chris Evans and Stuart Rice. Then further down, we got the Rice and Williams battle in 12th and 13th, with Auremetz in 14th. Williams has got to get through turn 1 without any issues. Jason Haddington in 15th, Mellis 16th, Milam 17th, Randall 18th, Mark Werrell 19th, Damien Hurst and Chris Barnes and Ryan Burgess, who we believe are not taken to the grid. Yes, Mr. Ryan Dudley, TCRs are coming to JPB. You need to get yourself involved.
Is this the one you're talking about on Friday?
Yep, Friday.
No. Okay. Yeah, all UK tracks.
Yes, 6 rounds of UK
They can't
circuit.
handle Bathurst or Watkins Glen or some of those tracks. Yeah.
I'm not going to put
I understand.
TCRs at Bathurst. Give over. It's not happening. It's an all-British championship. I did think you could have fun with that, though, Biggles, because you could technically do an all-British championship, an all-American championship, an all-European championship as well. And with the likes of Phillip Island, Oran Park, Bathurst, you could even do an Australasian championship.
True.
So, you know,
get some of those Asian circuits into that as well too.
That's what I mean.
I don't know if they have any New Zealand circuits on the iRacing.
No, they got random ones.
Phillip Island's a great track. Should go to more of that, I think. As well too.
Yeah, I know, but I do like Phillip Island. But the calendar we've come out with a potential calendar for next year. We're going to run the GT4s on the main circuit, and the Clios will be on the smaller circuits as well, which is going to be interesting, I think. Going to be interesting. Four-wheel drive, really, Mr. Dengle? So, you know what I mean? Come on. You know you want to get yourselves involved in some TCR action here on a Friday evening. 29 cars signed up so far. 11 spaces still available. Let's go. Let's get involved. Have some fun. I know John Brown's in there as well. So you will see John Brown, Dan Mould, Arthur Fertle's in there as well. Who else out of this? Rob Williams as well is racing. Chris Barnes, I think, is racing as well. So, yeah, full grid almost of people. So if you want to get yourselves involved, you can. We've got new drivers as well. Of course, Jay Corley returns this season. Gary Craig, of course, last season's SRL Championship champion returns. Alan McCain is another one that's coming. Jess Rakowski is also there. Miles Owens, Kev Eilert. And then we have got some new people of Michael Hollingworth, Armand Brusso, Jack Osborne, Ethan Critchley and Josh Boot. So some new drivers as well as some old cars.
We'll get Casey Owen in there as well, if you want.
Who?
Coca-Cola champion. He's more for ovals. I think he's got a 9K I rating, 10K I rating, something like that.
Oh, nice.
You don't want him in there?
Well, he can come and join in if he
No,
wants.
Max Verstappen. Sorry, Maxi Crash Verstappen. We're not going to have you in. Racing leagues taking out drivers. Anyway.
Can you imagine if Max Verstappen joined the league that we do? That would be well funny.
Yeah, he might not be the quickest. Who knows? But we'll find out he's going to be the quickest in this one. Arthur needs one of those launch starts. Do you think at this point Mark Fletcher's going to let him do it twice? Find out.
No, Fletch went with him this time. We are underway. Fertile has broken Vettel has gone for it. The lights are on. Here we go. We are up and running for that 45-minute feature. It is Arthur Vettel. What's going to happen further back here as well? Are they all going to make it through? Williams and Oromets get round the first corner. You didn't manage it in the first race. Manage it in this one. They did. Stuart Rice looks like he may have made a mistake there as well. But back up front, it is Vettel, it is Fletch, it is Watson, and it is Hedgecock. The top 4 with McCain as well. So the top 5 in the the top 4 in the championship are in the top 5 here, with the likes of Adam Watson, who's of course joined late in the season, mixing it up here as well. But the more important thing is everybody got through cleanly, apart from Callum Mileham, who entered the
Oh, you spoke too soon, James.
Who was
you
that?
jinxed
That's
it.
Hedgecock.
It's Adam.
Oh, Hedge.
You jinxed him. The commentator curse on the commentating driver. It's all on you, James.
Oh,
He said, look at that. Everybody got
it.
cleanly, and then that, that chicane just not agreed with the McLaren there of Adam Hedgecock's car, and he has to wait to let everybody through at this point, which is just a horrible feeling, as you know, as a race driver.
He's gone back into the pits, of course. That'll still out in front. Do you know what, John Brown? He did a John Brown there. He jumped the curb, landed, and then went left. So there we go. Adam Hedgecock did a John Brown. Arthur Vettel, Fletch, Watson, McCain, Dudley now. Dudley leading the AMS. He's up 2 places. He's jumped Chris Needham already and jumped Jack Werrell. And now it is Werrell, Crowther, Gibbons, and Rice. Rice and Evans are swapping side by side for the Triple P Vantage team here. This will play well into Oromets and Williams as they need it to do here. Haddington is being chased down by Stefan Mellis. Mellis nearly having a go. There's Damien Hirst and Mark Werrell, Kevin Randall and Callum Mileham at the back end of this field. But Alan McCain is under pressure from Ryan Dudley. Dudley looks like he's doing an absolutely stellar job here. He's got that Mercedes hooked up like an absolute trooper here, Biggles, and is doing an absolute amazing job chasing down all these pros, and he has just gone past.
He might have him here for the Welsh driver there. So I was going to say, come on, McLean, you might have done it again, but see, not quite yet. You've lost that position at the moment. He's back to where he started the race, right up 3. So that's a fantastic overtake, and that was just way too easy, really.
Jack Werrell needs to clear Chris Needham. He can see Ryan Dudley getting off in the distance there as well. He needs to be looking at getting to pass him as well. Dudley again, it looks like he's got a slow down here. Oh, he has. Oh, Dudley's got a slow down coming out. Out of
all
turn
that
7.
work is down the drain, James. He just lost all those positions that he's gained in the first 2 laps.
He gains 2, loses loads. And unfortunately for Dudley now he has. Stuart Rice and Rob Williams are running side by side here. Rice needs to give him room as he tucks in now behind Williams. Stuart Rice in the Aston Martin, Williams in the BMW, both from Triple P. This is the Porsche and the Vantage team, and of course this is important in the team championships because Porsche is leading the Vantage boys, so for 3rd place at the moment, so it's important on that one. Arthur Vettel still out in front now here with 40 minutes remaining, doing a stellar job over Mark Fletcher, who's probably saving fuel right about now.
Yeah, the pit stops are going to be the big difference, is it? So one of Arthur Vettel is going to be thinking a little bit more about that one. There's actually a bit of traffic up the road.
Adam Hedgecock. Hedgecock's come out of the pits. Yeah.
Adam's got some pace, so I don't think they should be approaching him too quickly, as long as Adam's back onto it. But,
yeah. Dudley and Werrell.
Gotta keep this. Yeah, this is definitely going for it here, James.
He did. The Welshman comes back through over Jack Werrell. He is rocking some pace here, Dudley, isn't he, in that Merc? He loses that position to Crowther, gets past Crowther, gets past McCain, and does it all again. Absolutely incredible from Ryan Dudley. Next up now is Chris Needham. So let's see if Dudley can get near Needham and try and get past him here currently at the moment. So this is going to be an exciting one. Dudley, though, looks like he's on a mission. One man that also looks like he's on a mission at the moment is Mark Fletcher with Arthur Vettel here.
Arthur's has got to make sure that he does not make mistakes, and if anything, hopefully draw himself, like draw Mark back into Adam Watson. Adam Watson just set the fastest lap before too. Actually, Mark Fletcher's now replaced that one, and there's a response there from Arthur. He's now set the fastest lap in the Ford, so 34s. So he needs Fletcher and Watson to battle out just what happened on the previous race. That'll help him buy some time. Dudley, of course, now is on the back there of Chris Needham. So he's going to be looking at making that place back up. The Welsh driver, of course, is going to be a little bit disappointed about the slowdown costing those places, but it certainly hasn't stolen away the spirit, because he's going to have to fight his way. Just don't do it all over again, mate, and then get another slowdown and have to repeat the process.
Yeah, Dudley
Welsh
here.
rabbit, apparently, out there from Toxic Luncheon.
It's Jamie Dengle. You can call him Jamie, it's fine. Dudley and Needham now. Is he going to pull that same move he pulled over Werrell? Dudley's got to look at burying that chicane. This is, of course, where on his way out to turn the chicane at turn between 6 and 7. I'm not quite sure why they haven't given it a number. But this is where Dudley got his slowdown, and that is why he ended up having to let all of them cars back past again after all the moves he did make here, Biggles, as well. So it was a bit of a shame for Dudley, but he is putting on pace at the moment. He's showing he's got the pace over everyone.
That's great, because that's just the spirit of a true racing driver, not to give up and just keep fighting. Because when you have pace, you know you're enjoying yourself. You're having a lot. You just don't want to be making mistakes like that so late into the race. Still, the pit stops for all the drivers apart from Callum that went in, and Adam, sorry, that went in earlier. But I don't think we can't think they can go to the end. Look at that. Watson now got the fastest lap. So this is exactly the kind of thing. But the pressure's on. He's gone too deep, has he? This is Arthur, the blue machine, currently leading on the outside. Mark Fletcher on switching it back through there. Adam Watson in the background. So any mistakes right now, you're in big trouble. Arthur's just got to hold on tight here. Try to do his best. Keep his car parked in the right place. And if he has to yield, he has to yield. But he's not just yet, my friend. He is not just yet.
No, he's got back out the position there. Fletch got a little bit of a wiggle on coming out of 3. Fertel does retake that lead, of course. And now it's Watson tucked up right behind them as well. We've got this battle. We've got the Dudley battle as well. I do want to have a look at what the Welshman is doing, but you're going to have to hold on a minute, because this lead fight is now hotting up. It's spicier than a Vindaloo from my local curry house. I'm not going to lie here. With Fertel, Fletcher, Watson, Biggles.
I am wondering at the moment if you want to do team orders at play. Adam Hedgecock is up the road there for the Altitude Esports. Mark Fletcher's the Altitude Esports. You can see the same liveries. Now, they're about to lap the car, but you're not showing a blue flag, are you? Or you shouldn't be showing a blue flag, because he's still on the lead lap.
I will be.
Would you call from Adam to come in there and try to slow up or cause a problem there with third?
No.
Jesus Christ, we get something right. Yep.
No,
you wouldn't? Okay.
No, and I don't think Hedgecock would.
Okay.
I don't think Hedgecock would, to be honest, because he knows the etiquette, should we say, under blue flags. And he knows that, obviously, as well, he wouldn't affect the battle, I don't think, in any shape or form. So if Hedgecock does get caught, I probably will believe he will jump out the way. Yes, we know he doesn't have to, but it's possible there as well. John Brown, let him go, Arthur. Save the fuel. It's the chance you take, though. That's the problem, isn't it, JB? It's the chance you take as well, Biggles. By letting him go, you could make a mistake. He could pull away. You've got to weigh up all of these things, haven't you?
Well, you got to let 2. You possibly might let 2 go here at this moment, because considering how close Adam Watson is in the background. Yeah. That's what I'd be worried about, because if you do just pull off the side there and try to make it get through, there's an opportunity. Considering how close they were before, you might have Adam Watson.
Oh, Crowther's
crash. Big crash there from Derek. That's Derek Crowther.
Crowther, yeah, Derek Crowther.
That's a big crash, isn't it?
It looks like he may have stacked that BMW. Oh, he can't get off the grass.
Oh.
Now, one of the interesting things is, where is Toro Oromets?
Yeah.
Gibbo sent him up in the air. Oromets.
Oh, I knew it was a big one. It's contacted a lot of cars.
Oh, that's Williams, I think, in that BMW as well. I think Williams...
Oh, somebody's off in the back row who's still looking at the replay, yep.
Oh, big off. Crowther, Gibbo, Oromets, Williams, Gibbons, Evans, all involved in that one. And unfortunately for them guys, Gibbo's back in the pits here as well. Oh, Derek Crowther.
You got to go... You need a box right now. I think you can get enough gas to go to the end. I don't know. You're 10 minutes into this race.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. It will be tight.
There's still some crashes there too, James. I think there's still some incidents involved.
Yeah, Oromets and Evans looks like they're also having a moment. I'm wondering if it's the fact that they've gone into the pits here. It's looking like Evans is in, Williams is in. Oromets just running very hot there, yeah. Evans is in behind him. Williams is going in as well. All the people involved in Derek Qualver's incident as he hit the wall and sent him there back into the middle of the track. And
now look how close Arthur is now to Adam. So he's going to be getting a tow there from Anna Hedgecock, who's going to move out of the way.
Told you.
And he does it politely, actually. If anything, he's pulled in right in front of Adam. So it'll help out Mark Fletcher get a little bit of breathing space there to allow Mark Fletcher to put the pressure on right now for the race lead here. And as you said, Arthur needs the second race win to stay in the championship, doesn't he, James?
He needs to win every race now to have a remote opportunity here and getting past. He needs to win all of them. Watson's dropped back a little bit, looking like he's wearing out his tyres. Stefan Mellis is having a go with Stu Rice here, and Mark Werrell is behind that. Unfortunately, the deck there is sent up in the air by Gibbons. Oromet's got caught involved. Evans got caught. Williams got caught as well, and it's not ideal here. Stefan Mellis trying to go through, didn't go through on that time around. What we can do is maybe we can have a look and see from Williams's car what actually happened here, because as he comes around the corner, this is where everything kind of kicks off here, because Crowther's already had his moment. Gibbo's now had his moment as well with Crowther. Oromets peels off. There's the incident with Gibbo. Yeah. Oromets, Williams with nowhere to go. Stuart Rice also involved in that. And then Oromets has another moment. Williams can't get it stopped, so he's going to have a slowdown. And unfortunately, there was just
scary,
nowhere.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you've got nowhere to go.
You're seeing a car almost flipping up into the air as you're flat down the straightaway, and not too much you can do. You can swing it to the left, swing it to the right, and just close your eyes and hope that you don't have any contact, but that's not how it panned out. At this point, I don't know, mate. I'd have to say, if Arthur can remain like this and keeping an eye on the times, I don't know if it's worthwhile him taking an early gamble on the pit stops there. I'm trying to crunch where I can get him out in clean air, so he can just put his head down there and put banker laps out there and try to cover off Mark Fletcher's lap times. That's what I'd be working out as a He's doing what he's doing at the moment, though. He's opened the gap up to 9 tenths here. So Fertel's now obviously got his head down and wants to try and get away from this battle. He really needs Watson and Fletch to go at it. One man who's not stopping is Ryan Dudley. He's now on the back of Needham and putting Needham under pressure here in the Porsche for the Air Smart Racing. Absolute incredible job from Dudley and doing an absolute flyer as we're nearly into that last 30 minutes. How far can Dudley go, though? He can see Needham and McCain. I don't think he's going to be able to get near Watson and Fletch and Fertel up front here, but he's got a good opportunity to finish 4th overall here as Ryan Dudley. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't count that out at all, James. Because still with those pit stops. With those pit stops. What's happened to Watson? Watson's gone in.
He's in the pits.
Okay, so he's taken that gamble first.
Oh, no.
All right.
Has he? No, he's disconnected.
It's saying out. No, he's out. He's got a technical issue. Oh, no. I saw that, but I didn't see him go on the pit road. I think that's a tech issue. Oh, no, that's... Essentially, his car's broken down, James.
Williams is still looking like he's having a moment here. What did you get up to here, sir? Oh, you've outbraked yourself. Yeah. Nice and easy. Through he goes there. Manages to hold on, but only just. Dudley's still battling it out here as well. He's fighting it with Needham and McCain.
He's got to go for it.
Mate,
this is holding him up. This is holding Dudley's time up.
He's showing so much pace.
Yeah, he's clearly the quicker driver, and he's thinking up there. He's thinking about that, as you said. He's thinking P3 or some of that now, even possibility, isn't it? So The only problem is he's got to get past cars as many as possible, but also make sure that you don't push yourself in an off track, and also don't force yourself into an incident after all this fantastic work. Either that soon, or contemplate on boxing, trying an overcut.
Yeah, he's got to try something, isn't he? He can't keep sitting here because he's just losing time at the moment. We can see Crowther's out now as well. So Derek Crowther is out after his incident. So I'm sure from Crowther's point of view, as you said in chat, he will be feeling bad. I don't ever doubt that as well. He did manage to affect like 6 people's races there with that incident as well. He held his brakes. He come back across the track. He come back across track. Gibbo just sent him straight up in the air. There was just kind of nowhere for Gibbo to go there as well. I wonder what that would look like from Gibbo's point of view. I wonder if we can find...
I don't think a driver should feel... I mean, obviously, there's moments when you have an accident and it involves other people. I wouldn't feel so bad about it. It's just racing. If you come back on track, that's because you lost control of the car. He was trying to save the car. He's trying to save it, goes. But he couldn't. It's clipped the glass, and then that's it, a grass, and then that's it, you know. And at that point, he's just a passenger, and everybody else is a passenger. So I just complete racing incident for sure. You are, don't you, James? You going off the track a little bit. He's still pointing straight. You go, okay, I might have saved it. I might have saved it. And then the rear slips on you, and you go and bang into the wall the opposite side. But what are you going to do? You're a race driver. You want to try to save your car, and you should keep it pointing in the right direction.
You know, the weirdest thing from that is if you have a look at Crowther here, right? He runs out. Watch this invisible wall on the right-hand side, right? So he comes back on track, hits the wall, goes straight, and then boom, he's up in the air.
I saw that the other day as well too. I told you in the 24-hour Spa, there was a wall that did that with the cars up to Radion, just like that. So there's little things like that are happening. But I honestly didn't. You could see it. He was really trying to save it, and the rear slipped, and he was across the track. So I would have kept racing. Honestly, I wouldn't have retired saying you feel bad about somebody else. No, mate, you got 27 minutes of good racing. You got a good experience. It happens to everybody.
Adam Watson. Power cut.
Oh, okay. That's the reason why. Okay. You need a UPS. Mate, trust me, living in Panama, I got 2 car batteries here. That's why I have a UPS, because you imagine how many times those broadcasters we would have lost, James, if I didn't have that UPS. You kind of got to get one, guys, if you get a chance. If you got money on your racing rigs, go out and spend a few $100 on a UPS that'll run your computer for 10, 15 minutes or something like that at least. Well, electricity goes out for more than that, then you're in trouble, but maybe if it just spikes out there for 5 minutes, James, you're still okay. Make sure you put your internet modem on the same UPS as well. Otherwise, your internet will go out.
What is UPS? Explain.
Uninterrupted power supply.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's just you plug your computer and all that jazz into it. It filters all the power spikes, and it runs on battery. So if your electricity cuts out, your computer's still going to be running, and you'll be okay. All right. And depending on how big it is and how much power your computer consumes, but you're gonna make sure you have to put your modem on it too for your internet, because some people forget to do that, and then if your internet goes out, as it will, because it doesn't have electricity, you need to have that anyway.
Oh, they range in price. Range in price from 55 pounds onwards. Oh, Williams has gone back into the pit.
APC is a very popular brand for that one. What's happened to Williams?
I don't know. He's crashed 3 times here. I don't know if his steering's still not right in that BMW. Oh, he's going back into the pits again for Williams. So, not an ideal scenario. Needham's now going to nip up the inside of McCain. Needham there into turn 8. Took the opportunity. It's now McCain with Dudley. And there is Jack Werrell behind. These guys have still got to pit, of course. They've still got to pit. So let's see who's going to blink first out of these 3. The Pro-Ams here as well, battling it out nicely. And if any AM wins the championship for the AMs, they go automatically into pros next season. So for the AMs,
so don't win the championship, finish P2 so you can stay in AM.
Yeah, but it's not when you got the likes of Dudley and Werrell who are mixing it up in with the pros there. It's you've got to take that opportunity, haven't you?
Oh yeah. You want to be the best, of course, to beat the best, and they've been racing with the best anyway at the moment. And they can beat pro drivers on track, as you can see. So I'm not sure if this is starting to frustrate Ryan. He had been tucked up some time now. He's got to be thinking about it. And I wonder if Fletcher has backed off to do some of that fuel saving. You know that Fletcher's a little bit better on those pit stop strategies, haven't you, said James? And that's what Arthur Turtle needs to be contemplating. Damien Hirst, I think, has had a crash too, James.
He's gone into the pits.
Oh, he's gone into the pits. Okay.
Oh, actually, I think he may have had a moment first there. Yeah, he did.
Now, where was that? Was that a big toe?
No, he's going to get back up underway. It's going to flash up. Bertel's got into the pits.
Arthur's in.
Yep, this is it. This is the main part of Fertel's downfall. He's got to bury this. He has to bury this pit stop and make sure he is all right. McCain has been passed by... Oh, Dudley, where are you going?
Ooh. Oh, he wanted to go to the pit lane, but very late call.
He overshot it.
Oh, and then he's realised, okay, I might as well turn in here now. He's very lucky he can.
Oh, Dudley. The thing is as well, I don't know if he was expecting McCain to go in, but McCain didn't. And McCain couldn't turn either. So there was a little bit of a miscommunication there as well for Dudley running it out in turn 10.
This is why I was kind of thinking, James, that they go, how about Arthur? I want to see if Arthur had a really good clean pit stop.
53 seconds, he's out.
All right, okay. That's what I calculated.
Yeah.
In my head there. Look at that clean air, James. Look at that. See, I calculated it perfectly.
Oh,
He's
did
got
you?
no traffic up the road. He can get his head down now and put some really good lap times in. But take care of his tyres as well, too. He needs to be looking at matching Fletcher's times. We'll keep very sharp. I'll keep an eye on that one.
Bertel is in 5th at the moment. It's coming up to that Klein chicane. Callum Mileham moves over to allow Mark Fletcher through. Fletch goes round once more. Stefan Mellis looks like he's getting himself caught in a battle. Stuart Gibbo, of course, who was in the incident. Oh, Gibbo, not again. Hedgecock's in. Dudley's in. Randall's in on his way out here. Damien Hirst battling away with Stuart Gibbons. This is down in 15th and 16th place at the moment. Gibbo in that Blade Designs livery car. Teammate of Dek Qualva, of course, who he sent up into the air. We saw how that one all materialised here as well, though. So we've got the pit stop cycles here, Biggles. Looks like Williams is out as well. Unfortunately for Rob Williams, he looks like he's out as well currently.
Another one with electricity issues. Let's not hope not. But yes, so technical issues usually with the retirements from some of the drivers so far, which you'd have in the real world scenario.
Go on, Gibbo.
That's another one. We've seen this before, James.
Yeah, he's trying to send it around the outside of Damien Hirst. He's got to go in deep and brave. He's now switched back to the inside. Is Hirst going to give him room? They do have room here. An epic battle between these McLaren and this Aston Martin of Stuart Gibbons and Damien Hirst. A stellar job from both of these guys fighting it out down in 14th and 15th. It's going to be where Fletch goes in. I think that's going to be the thing here as well. It will be, what's Fertel's gap? 42 seconds back. But as we both know, Biggles, them gaps don't always mean what they mean.
Who's run on? Forward.
Damien Hirst, Mr. Chicane. Yeah, he's gone onto the gravel and he's going to get a slowdown as well. So, yeah, unfortunately for Damien Hirst, has not done himself any favours there for him here as well. But we can have a look at the gainers and losers. Randall's back into the pit lane. You can see Thurtle down 4 at the moment. Dudley down 6, of course, because he's been into the pits. Gibbo 4, Hedgecock down 12. We saw what happened to Adam. He spun it up and unfortunately ran a close chicane on the first lap and he had to wait. And he had to just sit there, Biggles, agonisingly until the whole field passed him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's frustrating, but that's all you can do. I'm going to keep an eye on that 5 dot. That is Arthur. He's going to cross. I want to see what his lap time is once he's on his full out lap. And he's done a 34.76. And that was quicker than Mark Fletcher. So that's perfect on your out lap, isn't it? After your pit stop. He's covered off Mark Fletcher. he's got a little shaped up, gained a little bit of time. Mark Fletcher's going to have to either respond or box at this point. Because and that's just, remember, that's after getting those tires back up into temperature as well on his first flying lap after his pit stop. So let's see if he can continue. Remember, he needs to win this race in order to keep his championship dreams alive.
Ryan Dudley's just gone past Callum Mileham. Dudley now up into 12th. Of course, everybody down to Mark Werrell here has pitted below that. Everybody above Mark have not. So the likes of Stefan Mellis, Stu Rice, Arthur Fertel has. Jack Werrell, McCain, Needham and Fletch, they have not pitted at the moment. This is Mark Werrell trying to get onto the back of Stefan Mellis, and that is Adam Hedgecock a lap down in front. Mellis has got in deep. Oh, Mellis nearly overshot the chicane there. Mark had nowhere to go, and Adam Hedgecock still caught up with. He's now trying to go past Stefan Mellis here, of course, and if Adam has got the pace, he can go through. Mark Werrell now has got to try and do the same thing over Stefan Mellis here.
Stefan and Nez McLean are looking pretty close there to Werrell once again. Top 4 yet to box. Arthur has an P5 and then 6th, 7th, and 8th. And there's a switcheroo at the moment. Is that Stuart? Oh yeah, it's Stefan Mellis goes into the pit road there from, I was about to say, they're the 3 next drivers underneath that need to go into the pit road. Don't need to go in right now, but Arthur's times now, last lap, James, 34.56 from him. Mark Fletcher, last lap, 34.56. Exact same time.
He needs to try and be a little bit quicker if he can. He's got to go for it.
My apologies, that wasn't correct. It's a 34.87, it's a 34.82 there, but still pretty much similar.
Damien Hirst does move out the way for Arthur Fertel there. Nice and clean as well. Thank you, Damien, for that one. Arthur does manage to get through. He's now just got to drive the absolute socks off this car. He's got to wring this Aston Martin's neck almost and try and get as close as he can. The gap at the moment between the leader and Arthur Fertel was 42. The pit lane time does say for Fertel on a 53. Needham's in now as well. So, but we know the pit lane times don't always represent.
No. I'm curious at the moment. Mark Fletcher did last lap is slower. It's 35.2. I'm going to see if Arthur's going to stay in the 34 clubs here, as he's going to be crossing the line practically now. And I think this might be a pretty quick lap here. See as it climbs up in a second. He's done a 35 flat, so shave 2/10. At this point, if you're Mark Fletcher, I don't know how further you want to keep going, whether or not he is trying to make sure he has fresh boots and shorter gas tank or a shorter pit stop. But he is kind of maintaining it. I mean, but 2/10 is only really 2 to 3/10 is the only difference in the last 3 laps between them, James.
Yep.
So, and there was, what are we looking at? What was there, a 2 or 3 second gap between them before they box? So
yeah,
keep our eyes peeled on that situation.
Yeah, it's going to be what Fertel could do. He's got to be quali every single lap. He has to be. Haddington is holding off Evans at the moment. Rice is in the pits for the Triple P advantage.
And Mark Fletcher's gone off the track somewhere too, James, for a little bit as well. Further back in the replay, that might have been pushing it too far on these tyres, and they're stretched to the end there. That's cost him a ton of time. Now, at this point, he can't go on the pit road because that's the entrance just before.
Yeah, I wonder now what he's going to be able to do. Ryan Dudley's still trying to get past Stefan Mellis here. The gap to Fertel and Mark Fletcher. Werrell is in the pits there. Stuart Rice has come out of the pits in front of Mellis and in front of Dudley. So this is going to be a nice little tidy three-way battle here. Once more, looming between these guys and trying to keep eye on the gap. Is down to 39 seconds. If Fletch is not careful here, Fertel could jump him. I'm not going to lie. Fertel could jump Fletch in the pits because that's roughly
he's
where
got him.
He's
got him already, James. He has to. Fertel's last lap is at 34.8. Mark's was at 36.9. There's no way Mark's going to be able to jump Fertel here at this point with the pace that Fertel's been putting on.
Fertel's doing an absolutely stellar, and with that mistake from Fletch as well. That's obviously going to cause more drama. Mark Werrell is in the pits. He's lost a position to his son Jack, and Mark is currently there as well. Toro Oromets and also Jason Hannington are on the way down. Fletch is
in the pit
lane. He is in the pit road here, and it's now going to be what this man can do. Can he do quali? Has he done enough? Has Fletch stopped yet? That's going to be the question. He's not. He's still coming down. Fertel's running down into turn 8 now, and this is where it's going to be for Fertel. He's got to try and get as close as he can. He's got to try and get as close as he can. He's coming through.
Good
Jackie
start.
Hitbot here as well. Could be side by side. Fertel round the final corner. What's Fletcher's stop? He's just stopped at the moment. Fertel's on his way over the line here. Fletch is still not moving. There is Fertel. Fletch is not moving as of yet. He's on his way out now. They're going to be coming out near enough at the same time here. Where's Fletch there? Fletch is still running down. Fertel's coming out as well.
There it is.
And there he is. Fertel did it. He's jumped to the top of the standings by overtaking Mark Fletcher in the pits. And, well...
By what? By...
Yeah,
that's not as far as I thought. It'd be at least 2 to 3 seconds. It's not. So that is it. Very, very interesting, James.
Yeah.
This will allow Fletcher enough time, 30 minutes, to chase him down and possibly steal the P1 away from him, for sure.
Yeah, well, Fertel's got to now just make sure that doesn't happen. He's got to try and get away from Fletcher, and he did manage to jump him in the pits. That's the first time this season. What about Evans and Hannington? They're still battling out as they're coming round turn 10. Dudley still not cleared Mellis either, and with Jack Werrell sitting in 4th now, Dudley has not done himself any favours from that earlier pace he had here, Biggles. He's now going to be losing the AM position to Jack Werrell, who's going to take the victory, with Craver, who isn't obviously finishing either. So Mellis goes on defensive from Dudley there, and Dudley still can't get through. He's going to try and run him around the outside of turn 3. Here's Mellis going to be looking at running him up the inside. Dudley's going to have this. He's going to have this before he's even got out the exit of 4 or 3. He does, comes over the front, does an absolutely stellar job. Dudley's now got to get past Rice, Evans and Hannington, and he's only got 12 minutes to do it here, Biggles. This is going to be incredibly tough for Dudley.
Right. Oh, Dudley's been, he's pushing, hasn't he? He certainly hasn't made it easy for himself in this race, but he certainly is earning his paycheck for the no pace racing team. Sorry, my friend Dudley, you do have pace. It should be, yes, we have pace racing team. And he's in the waters. I mean, he's every single time he's surrounded by cars, isn't he? This whole race. And you know what? He's either loving it and enjoying it, or he's just not a happy camper about it. But either way, he's racing. And that's what you love to do, isn't it? Racing.
And the problem is as well, he did all the work at the beginning, then got himself a slowdown, then did the work again and overshot the pit entry because Alan McCain looked like he might have been going in, but then wasn't going in. So Dudley had to take, I don't know what it was, evasive action, I guess, and literally go over to the gravel. And then he come out of the pits, and now he's stuck in this gaggle of people where he's just going to be stuck there for a thing. I'd be surprised if he can get Evans. I don't think he's got the pace over 11 minutes to get Chris Evans up in 8th. No. It would be a tough ask. But with Derek...
Not when he's tucked up. Not when he's tucked up on Rice as well, too. He's been struggling. I mean, he gets overtakes done when he gets brilliant overtakes done, but it's just, you know, oh, forget about that one, James. You already got it done. He's like, guys, are you not watching me? Yes, we are. Wow, they're just like that. So he does get Rice. Well, okay, you never know. 7 seconds. Oh, that's a tall order, Biggles. Mark Fletcher's got that 1.8 second or so, 1.6 second gap down. So he's within a second now of Arthur Thurtle. So this is it. This is Mark Fletcher's time to get it done with because his last lap was the 34.9, a 35.10. So Arthur's going a little bit slower here, but we've seen this before. When Mark catches Arthur, Arthur then can maintain the speed, goes even quicker more than anything, I think, when Mark Fletcher's behind him. And all he has to do is keep calm and collected, say, hey, just do what you've been doing. You won race 1. You've been dominating, controlling this race 2. Keep it up. Make it very, very difficult for Fletcher to catch him. Fletcher will have the fresh tyres, of course, but
They wouldn't have
10 minutes to
taken.
go.
They wouldn't have taken tyres.
Oh, they wouldn't have taken tyres. Okay, that's right. I didn't see him up in the tracks.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't have. There as well for Phil in your comment in YouTube, they would not have taken tyres. That would just be a no-no because they know it would cost them too much time. So from that point of view, they would have just basically gone in, got fuel, come back out again. No tyres needed for either of these guys here. So now it's just a straight sprint between Fletch and Fertile getting to the end. Evans looks like he's kind of stuck behind Haddington at the moment. He can't clear Haddington. The gap's now down to 1.2. Alan McCain has got Jack Werrell in front of him. He could do with trying to get past Jack as well, especially with Hedgecock down where he is. Don't forget there is obviously one scoring system spread across the AMs and the pros, so the AMs and the pros take the same points as well, so it's not progressive. The website doesn't separate it like that. It gives the AMs the same points as the pros, hence the scores are near enough similar. So a great job from everyone here. Not a great job, I think, at the moment from Chris Needham. It looked like he's had a little bit of his own incident, unfortunately for Needham. Did he go in too deep?
Too deep.
Yeah, he did. He just goes in too deep, doesn't he, into turn
You
8.
can see when the rear's not, it doesn't even look like he's turning because he's hit the brakes. Go back to this battle, of course, but if I was in the car right now of Adam McLean, I'd be like, hit the road, Jack, up the road. Hit the road. I'd be singing that in my head right now. Hit the road, Jack. Like, don't you come back no more. Anyway, hopefully Jack doesn't hit the road too hard and he does keep it coming back.
Yeah, I
I
think
have these little songs.
I think if Werrell takes this, I've got a funny feeling this will put him out of reach going into that final round. So I've got a funny feeling if Werrell does take the victory here,
Yep. Ooh.
McCain's going to go through. Yeah, Werrell's moved over and allowed McCain through. Evans and Haddington are side by side now, literally at the moment. Haddington still manages to hold on round turn 1. It's going to be tough for him to try and hang on any more, I think, here as well, with the pace that is being shown currently at the moment here, Biggles. It's all getting very tight and very close across these guys, and they're all doing an exceptional job.
I'm looking at the top of the time sheet. So I'm getting a note that says Mark Fletcher has gone off the track there for a little bit of time, a minute, almost two seconds. Sorry. And I looked at his last lap time. He's done a 34.62, a 35 from Arthur. So, and he's down to 0.8. So I don't know what's going on with that. Ryan Dudley's just going off a little bit off track excursion. It's only for a second. That's just a little running off into the chicane area. Not too much, too deep, but. Anyway, it's down to half a second, James. Half a second to the race leaders here at the moment. So Fletcher's flying here to try to steal this one away. That's going to be super, super close for sure. I'm not getting any messages to say Arthur's gone off somewhere, but Arthur made a little bit of a mistake because he dropped almost a second to Mark Fletcher there on that last lap. But I didn't see anything from race control to say he's gone off track somewhere. It's weird.
Yeah, it definitely is, but hopefully Bertel might be able to hold on. Can he take his first double victory of the season? He needs this victory. It has to be a victory. If it isn't a victory, somehow one of them needs to not finish. He needs it. He needs this so much for Fertile to boost his confidence going into the final race of the season. Of course, the final race will be next week. It's next week already. 10 weeks already done. And it is at Jerez in Spain. So the final race will be at Jerez next week, and where we will decide who and what and where, or champions over champions. But I've got a funny feeling Jack Werrell should be champion by the end of this race. I'll be very surprised if he isn't. I don't think it's going to be mathematically possible for Deck to catch him after the fact of Deck's incident and being out of the race. So I've got a funny feeling it will be Jack Werrell in the AMs taking that win.
You heard it there, and I believe so as well too, because he's right up at a P5 in the AM class, so done a stellar job. Now, what can Arthur Thurtle, can he do it, James? I don't know why He's got 5 minutes to go to hold off a super quick driver. in Mark Fletcher. And on top of it, they're approaching traffic thick and fast up the road too that may come into play. We don't know if those drivers are also racing themselves, of course, with those crucial positions, because you're looking at Mellison and Werrell, I think, that are racing. You got Dudley and stuff like that up the road. They're racing, but they're already through, almost crossing the line right now. They have moved out of the way, that other bunch. So that's the scariest thing as a racing driver, isn't it, James? Seeing these other drivers up the road racing and you're trying to get past.
Now it's Mark Werrell and Stefan Mellis. So who's going to do what
Second
here?
Pit stop too for some of the other drivers anyway.
Chris Evans is in. Dudley's back in the pits once more. So what these guys are going to do, what's Mark Werrell going to do? You can see the leaders approaching. Under 4.5 minutes now.
Imagine the sweat that's going through his mind. Everything. His championship hopes and dreams are on the line. He's got Fletcher all over the rear end of him. He's delivered everything he needed to deliver this weekend. He knows in just 4 minutes' time, he'll have his first double victory of the weekend, as you know, and still keep his championship dreams alive. But he's got to be thinking about so much as he's got to get their cars. He will get the blue flag. They'll get past there. And he's got to be then focusing back on the racing line, keeping this one. He's got 4 minutes to keep it alive. His dreams alive in this championship. And he had to do this under massive pressure. He'll have to do this for more and more pressure there. Imagine, James, what is going through his mind right now.
I don't know, but do you know what the best part of all of that was? Both Mellis and Werrell moved over out of the way. These guys are battling here, these two. Mark Werrell and Stefan Mellis take a bow. That's how you handle the blue flags when the leaders are coming through. You might spun him!
Oh!
Fletcher spun him!
Now, this is going to be gentleman's agreement, race on.
It's got to be.
I would say it is gentleman's agreement, race on. So that's how that situation's worked. And they're going to resume that position P1 and P2.
Oh.
I think that is, just as you said, gentleman's agreement on the blue flags. That's perfect, James. And now it's going to be gentleman's agreement on what has happened.
Did he go in deep here? This is the thing. Or was the door open for Fletcher? Oh, he was late.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fair enough. That's a good call. And the other drivers have to then, lucky didn't get collected on there. So it's still game on. It's still game on. Mark still has an opportunity to steal this one away. No.
He's in the pits.
It couldn't have got that much damage for sure. That was a little love tap. It was a love tap, James, for sure.
He's got a drive-through.
Drive-through.
Fletch got a drive-through. Where's Needham?
No, Needham's
They're going to be coming out together. Fletcher's coming out as well. Needham's going to get him.
Oh, did he go across the white line? That was what? Wow. This is not over yet. Absolutely not over yet, James. Contact.
Fletch is in third. Battle's out in front. Oh, big drama going on here. Massive drama happening at the moment. Fletch is down in third. Needham is in second place, which will be the final lap here, Biggles. This is incredible. Oh, have I lost Biggles? Oh, hello.
No, it's amazing, James. I'm just speechless. And I'm not very often. I'm not speechless. Well, not very often I am speechless is the word I was looking for. There you go.
Bell's coming over the line. He's going to take the white flag. He's got one more to go. One more for his first double victory here this season. And with Fletch sitting in third, he needs that points disparity over here as well. Oh, he's back in the pits again.
Oh, it can't possibly be another drive-through.
No,
unless he was speeding in the first drive-through.
What has gone wrong for Mark Fletcher? It is unraveling like the toilet roll being pulled around by my 6-year-old here. It is just unraveling for Fletch. He's lost a place to McCain. What has gone on with Mark Fletcher? Is this going to be a stop and hold for speeding in the pit lane?
Oh,
it looks, no, he's up and running again.
He stopped on his box spot.
What has gone on with
So
Mark Fletcher?
there's a reason why you have to stop on your box and go back out again. Now, can he still secure P5? I think he can, because there's a bit of a gap down the road there, but that's not the position he wanted at this one, did he? He wanted that P1. He could have had that P1. He could have denied this man the possibility of getting it, because he did put some absolutely fantastic banker laps in, of course, when they came out of the pit stops, and he goes, there is Arthur, and let me hunt him down. But that little small mistake you could see. So he's saying a stop and go out there.
He's
so that little
take it.
Yep.
He's taking it. Arthur Ferdal, first double victory of the season here as well. A stellar job from him. Chris Needham is going to get his, I think that's actually his first podium, if I'm not mistaken, here for Needham. I can't remember him being up there this time, but Needham, happy man from Air Smart Racing there. Incredible job. Alan McCain in the team standings. This is massive for SRL. Huge. Jack Werrell takes the arms as well. Jason Haddington here coming over the line. He's going to get second place in the arms. This is going to be massive. It's stop and go. He can't have a stop and go, JB, for like a few seconds. He stopped and go for like blink of an eye.
But that's probably just a stop, isn't it? Stop and go, yeah.
Yeah, but it's stop and go. It's normally, is it stop and go, stop and hold? I don't know. Haddington's going to come over. But it is
big for Team SLR out there, so you guys should be very, very happy on that one. The Altitude Esports, of course, you had Mark drop those places there towards the end there. And Adam, of course, with that spin at the start there, didn't have a chance to fight his way back through the field.
Haddington takes the second place in the AM Championship. Stuart Rice is going to come over and take his third podium. Mellis and Mark Werrell battling it out. They've been battling it out. Incredible blue flag driving from these guys earlier on. Both of them pulled over. They didn't even worry about their own race. They pulled over and allowed the leaders through. That's how you handle blue flags. Mellis does manage to hold on from Mark Werrell. That was just incredible driving from them guys as well. But here,
from everybody, right, James?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sportsmanship there with Mark Fletcher. But it is now Arthur Ferdal, his first double win. His first double win of the season. Chris Needham, his first podium, if I'm not mistaken. Alan McCain in third. Jack Werrell going to take the AM victory. I've got a funny feeling, though, he has wrapped up the championship. Fletch in fourth. Then we've got Haddington in sixth and Rice. Their first podiums as well, I believe. Torno Oromets in eighth. Stefan Mellis and Mark Werrell take a bow. Your blue flag handling was incredible. Adam Hedgecott down in 11th with Chris Evans 12th, Stuart Gibbons 13th, Callum Mileham 14th, Damien Hurst 15th, Ryan Dudley 16th, and Kevin Randall down in 17th place. Then beyond that, you've got Rob Williams, Adam Watson, Derek Crowther, Chris Barnes, and of course Ryan Burgess here as well. That was just absolutely amazing here. So great job from all of these people. And let's have the first chat as well with, I think, overall, possibly your AM champion, Jack Werrell. Jack, welcome in. Stellar job from you.
Yeah. It went well tonight. Unfortunately for the demise of others. But yeah, I'm keeping my eyes on the championship, whether I'm there or not yet. Either way, I'm going to approach Jerez in the same way. But yeah, it's been a busy day at Donington Park all day today testing, and then drove home with a quick 30-minute power nap, and then tonight. I came into tonight not looking for wins. It was outscoring deck, and if that meant I had to win, so be it. But just outscoring deck, and that's all we've done all night, and extended that championship lead, whatever it may be now. But yeah. Couldn't have gone much better.
To be fair, the way, obviously, the fact that Deck had a really poor second race, Jack, I've got a funny feeling when the scores come through on this one, I wouldn't be surprised if you were champion before you've even got to Jerez, to be honest.
Yeah, it's something I want to look at, because obviously this will be a very poor round for him. I understand that he won't have a no score. He will still obviously fall into points somewhere. But then is it going to be this round that's his drop round or the previous round that was previously his drop round? So there's lots of different things, obviously, we need to look at. Either way, I'm going to approach Jerez the same way I have all season. Go out, have fun, and if that means podiums, brilliant. If it doesn't, at the end of the day, as long as I can get out of the car and say I've had a laugh, brilliant. But yeah, it's gone well. Zolder, a circuit I like running around on my own. I said it last week. I love running around on my own, but in a pack of cars, it was okay. It's skinnier than you think. And the Aston wasn't really working for me today. I think it's because I've spent all day in a front-wheel drive car with loads of grip, jumping into a rear-wheel drive car that hasn't quite got the front end I was expecting. But yeah, it went well. It went well. Another couple of podiums to add to the list, and another feature race win. So yeah, couldn't have really asked much more from tonight.
Absolutely. Well done to you, Jack. Thank you so much for joining us up here in the booth. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, you guys for putting on a show, as always. Danny for keeping me more updated than ever tonight. Danny Cass has done a brilliant job.
So he actually made it then?
Yes, he did. I made it on Monday as well, I think. So we're even now. Yeah, I did.
Well done, you. You two swapping it back. Good job.
I know. And Father Werrell, I think he finished 5th tonight. And I think going into the final corner, he was side by side with Stefan right the way to the line. So yeah, hats off to Werrell Senior.
Yeah, he did a great job on handling blue flags, him and Mellis together. They both kind of pulled over after turn 4 to let him through. Both of them at the same time. It was amazing. So, yeah, big shout out to your dad there on that one. But, Jack, thanks so much for joining us there, bud. And we'll look to seeing how it all turns out when we enter into a ref.
No worries. See you in a week.
See you later. Right, next up is Alan McCain, finished 3rd overall. Big points for Team SRL in the championship. He kept his head down, done an absolutely stellar job, took 3rd in race 2. Alan, welcome in. How are you, bud?
Hi, James. Not too bad. Yourself?
Oh, mate, that was an incredible evening of racing there, bud. And to be honest, big points for you in the championship as well to wrap up that 3rd place. Big points in the teams as well for Team SRL. You're looking good tonight. Done well.
Yeah, a bit over my expectations, but we'll take it.
You can't take it, mate. Surely. Come on. All right, Al. Come on. Get excited for me here, bud, because you've done an absolutely stellar job. But Team SRL, Fertile with a double victory. You taking 3rd as well. You know, that's huge for you. And then with Hedgecock's issues, you wrapping up possibly 3rd in the championship.
Well, there's still one round left, so it's not wrapped up just quite yet. I could do the same thing next round.
Well, you could do, Al, but let's hope you don't in her ref there, bud.
No, well, I'm hoping I don't. No,
get out and get some practice on it there, bud. But an absolutely stellar job from you as well. Just kept your head down, went and did it. Difficult race 2 as well, because there was people around you with pace, wasn't there? Jack Werrell, obviously Dudley was involved with you earlier on as well. You know, there was all lots of things going on around you.
Yeah, it was just they were closing in on me, and then I pulled away, and then they closed in, and then I thought, you know what, I'll just let them past, and I'll sit with them, and we'll take it from there. Chris Needham done an excellent job and just drove away, but I'm happy enough to finish where I finished.
Stellar job there out as well. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go here this evening? I know John Brown's been in YouTube chat cheering you on as well, so yeah, stellar job. Anyone you want to shout out?
Yourself for doing the hosting it and doing the amazing broadcast that you do, and all the great drivers that we have in the league. It's fantastic.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much out there, and we'll look forward to catching up with you soon.
See you soon.
See you soon. All right, next up as well, before we speak to the double victory champion here this evening, who's gone and got his 1st double win, let's have a chat with your lower am victor, who's self-entitled, Callum Mileham. Good evening, Callum. How are you?
Mate, I am doing fantastic. Another win on the board. Again, I have to admit, I'm thrilled with tonight's race.
Yeah, it was good overall, wasn't it?
Thrilled. That was, yeah. I managed to keep all them ghost tyres behind me once again, and yeah, certainly done a stellar job out there, as you would normally say.
Yeah, as well. Kept your head down, racing absolutely no one, but overall, you kept it on track, which was amazing.
I did, to be fair, and actually, I had a really good battle for the last 4 or 5 laps with is it Kevin Randall in the Merc in the first race, and then Damien Hirst the last sort of 8 odd laps. We were very close to each other as well, so that was actually quite enjoyable. So looking forward to the promotion into the AMS, Capital AMS, and then hopefully I can put a bit of a fight up next season, because I was actually lapping the same times as Mr. Royce. I found out periods in that race, so just got my banner done, but I only need it for one more race now, luckily.
Yeah, well, stellar job from you there, Callum. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
First of all, Arthur Thurtle for obviously getting the wins there. Great work from him. But Triple P, Blade Designs, and our sponsors, Autobead.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much, Callum, for having a chat with us, and we look forward to catching up with you soon.
I'll see you on the podium next week.
See you later, mate. Callum Mileham there.
Did you hear that? See you on the podium next week. Confidence. I love it.
Well, he's the self-entitled lower am, isn't he? I don't think anybody's really got a choice. But now let's bring him in. The man who has wrapped up his first double victory here this evening.
Yeah, I was going to do that. You read my mind.
Arthur Fennell. Good evening, Mr. Fennell. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm all right. Yeah, not too bad. I've just watched you wrap up your first double victory. Was it ever in doubt? Did you think it was going to be tough?
It was a long time coming this season, but in the practice, I had tons of pace in practice. I struggled a bit with the higher track temp. It was just taking me where I had to go that little bit slower in the corners. It was just taking the Aston out of the power band on a couple of the corners. So I was struggling a little bit, but yeah, I was comfortable in the first race because it looked like Mark and Adam just kept swapping places, which helped me out. And then the second one, I was kind of hoping to be able to just drive away, break the toe, but that didn't happen. But yeah, still got the win. So yeah, well, we're happy with that. I think that's got to be the biggest winning margin of the season as well.
Definitely is. And the interesting thing as well, I'm not entirely sure what happened to Fletch, but not only didn't he get second, he didn't get third, he finished fourth as well. Them points gain that you've just gained over him in that one race could be massive, because you are still mathematically in with a chance.
Yeah, it's got a bit closer than I thought it was going to be. I still expect next week, unless something like this happens again, then I still expect there's only going to be 1 or 2 positions between the two of us at the end of the day. So there's probably not going to be a massive amount of points, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Well, you got to go into next week, bud. Go and absolutely smash it. But tonight was absolutely awesome. Your start in the sprint was incredible. Start in the feature was just as good, and you ran away and took that double victory. It's got to feel good. Your first one of the season took you till Ryan Line.
Yeah. I just wish I'd had a few more. I've had the pace now. I think that's my 4th or 5th pole position. I've got the 1 lap pace mastered, and I've won a few of the sprints. It's just been these longer features where the fuel savings involved, that and the pit stops. That's what had been doing me. But tonight, unfortunately, Adam had power problems by the looks of it. But it was nice to be me and Mark straight up fight for the championship again.
And that's the thing for Team SRL as well, with McCain and Hedgecock fighting it out. McCain finishing above Hedgecock. Hedgecock, basically, Adam had spun it up in turn 5. He went off in turn 5 and had to sit and wait for the whole entire pack to go through. And he hit the wall. So that was what happened to him. But for you guys in the team championships, that's going to bring you a lot closer to altitude now as well, taking points out of them.
Yeah, definitely. Alan started the night thinking he was well off the pace and wasn't expecting much of a result at all. So, and if he hadn't have spun, he could have potentially have been P2 if he hadn't had his spin in the race. And yeah, if we'd had a P1 and P2, that'd have been awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's still great having a P1 and P3 or P4, whichever one he was.
Yeah, Chris Needham took that middle one as well. His first podium, I believe, as well. So an incredible job there as well. Arthur, there's just, absolutely incredible. Well done. A stellar job. So let's hope next week you get that in her ref there, bud. But great fight overall. Well done. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I want to shout out the SRL because me and the team, me and Alan, we're trying our best, and I have to give a shout out to Mr. Dan Mould because he was giving me information during the race. He didn't work out my fuel or anything like that, but he was keeping me up to date on what Mark Fletcher was doing on fuel saving and what X's he had and things like that. I'd also like to shout out Mark Fletcher because when he turned to me, he did stop and wait for me, which I thought was quite sporting.
And
anyone else?
I called the pit stops for you.
And
I called the pit. I said you didn't make it. You didn't make a mistake in the pit stops. In fact, boxing a little bit earlier, putting those fantastic banker laps in made all the difference for you to get out ahead.
Yeah, and shout out to both of you two as well for doing such a great job.
No, I didn't know. I was discussing. I didn't. You probably didn't hear me, but I was like, I was going to call your pit stops during that one, mate. I was like, okay, we're going to make sure that's not going to be a mistake for you in this race, and it wasn't.
I did struggle. That's after the pit stop. I had no pace. I was struggling. I think I was doing high 34s, and I asked Alan what Mark was doing. He said Mark was doing 36s. So I thought, maybe it's not too bad. Mark must have been fuel saving.
It was, but overall, there, Arthur, an incredible job, bud, and we look forward to the season finale at Jerez next week.
Yes, looking forward to it. It's a track I've never raced. I don't even own it yet, but I hadn't raced on this track either before, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, mate. Well, you take care, and I'll look forward to catching up with you next week.
See you next week.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Well, there you go, Biggles. It's brought to an end an incredible evening of racing between Arthur Ferdle and Mark Fletcher. Fletch had his issues, of course, as well, but it was absolutely incredible. So, final words from you this evening?
It's not over until the final round, so stay tuned for that one.
Definitely as well. So an absolutely incredible job from all of these guys here on the racetrack, and from myself, James Parfitt, and Mr. Dean Biggles. For now, guys, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.